Is there in Cali? People have to get jumped in. Is there a process to be a BD?
Yeah, I mean, shit, it used to be. I don't really know about, me, I'm a real, like I'm a real member, so I like when I came in, that's how it was happening. But since Chief Keef got on and made like our game popular, like everybody want to be this shit, and it kind of watered it down a little bit. Like niggas, I know it's hella black disciples, BDs out there that's BD and never got put in this shit or never got read they laws and really know what's going on with this shit. And they probably just woke up one day and was like, man, I'm BD, you know. But
So
when I was,
there was a process to it
yeah,
though.
hell yeah, back in the
So
day, yeah,
you
you
had to
had to
get
get
jumped
jumped
in.
in, hell yeah. See me, I was one of them people, like I said, whatever I'm gonna do it to the fullest. So, like when I first was getting it, we had big guys that like call you on this type of shit. Like you had to be ready. Like nigga be like, spit your lick, one of the guys, and you gotta like know shit. And if you don't know it, it make you look less of a man. In my eyes, like, so who the fuck want to get called up on some shit and they don't know it? Now you look like a clown because you just out here claiming shit you know nothing about really. Like I was one of them people. Like when I went to jail, I was a kid. I went to jail in the Audi home, nigga. I was pulling up my own literature on a computer in a library. Cause they got it on the internet and you could just pull it up and print this shit.
Oh, the rules that.
Yeah,
Cause you guys have
because
like
our gang members, the people that started it, these niggas is famous and these are real live big street dudes and all this is like public record, Like you can pull up any literature, like you could probably pull up the Blood and Crip literature on Google right now. Because I don't know how it got out there, but it's all public record now. And some things have changed, some laws and things have changed. New people that got in the play party and did some things and made some rules that was probably a little different. But for the most part, it's all like you just gotta. It's all out there for you to find out.
Okay.
So I used to be on that shit. I used to go, man. I ain't want to be the nigga that they ask some shit and I don't know it. So I just used to always be on top of my shit with that type of shit.
Okay. I think it was in a post or a video you had mentioned that you had made some people switch from GD to BD.
Yeah.
How does something like that work?
I mean, it was just like shit, like GDs and BDs, we really the same. We like it's just like, I mean, I can't really say Blood and Crip but it is like Blood and Crip because them like the two dominant gangs in Chicago, Black Disciple and Gangster Disciple. That's just like in LA right now. It's Bloods and Crips is the dominant gang. You either or. You feel me? It's a lot of other gangs out there, but mostly everybody on the South Side, especially, is either BD or GD. And it was like when we got into it with the GDs, it was like when we first got into it with them, it was like shit. I ain't want nobody around me that was GD. Like, that's just like you being from a blood hood and you having Crip homies, then you get into it with a bunch of Crips. It was like we had a no GD policy. Like it was a couple of my homies that was GD and I was whooping their ass in school and I flipped them niggas. I'm like, bro, we ain't on none of that shit. A couple of guys coming to the hood, man, look, you flipping their ass. You feel me? I'm flipping them. I gotta put you in rotation, man, because I don't want no GDs around me. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with a lot of GDs, but at that time when we first got into it with them, it was just like a no-fly zone for that shit. I ain't want no bricks around me. So if you was coming in and you was on that GD shit and you was trying to be from where we was, you had to make that transition. Like it's a lot of niggas from my hood that was GD, and they ass had to get with it, and that's just what it was. When I was young, I used to be ganged out. Like I was a real little hothead gang member. Like I was on bullshit. Like man, I'm in school. Man, I'm telling you, this shit was real. Like Chief Keef used to be in school. We all went to school together. We used to be in the bathrooms. What he beat man, what?
You went to school with Chief Keef?
Yeah. We from the hood. We from the same hood. All us from the same hood, man. We was just motherfucker linking up. We fighting GDs outside, fighting GDs in class, fighting GDs in the passing period. Like, some niggas we'll hide that never flip, but for the most part, man, if you was in the Ross and you was GD after it got lit, man, motherfucker was on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it was.
Is it like that in Chicago? Like because I was hearing that some hoods will have GDs and BDs.
Yeah, it's like
there.
that. Like it's like that in my hood now. It's hella GD. It's some GD niggas in my hood that ain't flip. And it ain't like it ain't nothing towards them or nothing. It's just like back then when this shit first happened, it was like I don't know. It was like a little bit more urgent. Like the GD shit. Like as you get older, you realize that it really don't matter what gang you claim. It's all about who you with. Like if you was a blood and you had Crip homies, it wouldn't matter that these niggas was Crip as long as they gon' go for you and they on what you on and they moving how you moving. It don't matter what gang they in. They could be anything. And we learned that as we got older. But it was just as when we was young. That shit wasn't. No, you had to get on motherfuckers' ass. We was on a different type of time as kids.
How did you feel when Tekashi was doing all of his trolling with Chicago and everything?
You know what's so crazy, right? Me, as I got old, I tried to like talk a lot less, on a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And when he was doing all that shit, like I was watching, because I be in New York a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, Chicago, we get this image because we got the murder rate. So all these other cities that's around our city, they think like we just like, if you don't know a Chicago nigga, they think all we think is we the most savagest, killers, toughest niggas. Like we fucking made of steel. Like so, like, and I be in New York a lot, and I know New York niggas think this. You feel me? But they like the New York niggas that know me all through the areas, through East Barrow. They know I'm a cool ass nigga. I ain't no tough nigga. But they know I got a record too. I'm not just no rap nigga. If you from my city, you know how I give it up. You know what I'm saying? Before the music, way before the music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like New York niggas, they be knowing what used to be, like how I used to be and shit. So they just think like us as a whole, we just some young ass tough niggas and shit. So it was like when this shit was happening with 6ix9ine and he was kind of like targeting Chicago and targeting Sosa and them and shit, it was causing friction between Chicago and New York as a whole because New York was trying to ride with Tekashi on some make it New York versus Chicago shit. And it was just basically you doing lame shit and you wanna be playing with niggas from our city for no reason type shit, and it was like making us as a whole tweak with him, but it wasn't us versus them type shit, But it was pissing me off because it was all bullshit, It was just making me, like I was one of them niggas like, regardless of whatever Tekashi did, like I used to just respect his grind. Like I used to be like, oh well, he do a lot of like weird ass shit, I guess you could say, like a lot of shit that I just be like, what the fuck he do that for? But he still, at the end of the day, he's successful, So apparently he got somebody in his ear or somebody that's smart, or it's him that's doing the right thing, even though he doing a lot of slow shit. You know what I'm saying? He was just getting paid the most for the shows, topping the charts, 10 for 10 on the Billboard. He was doing the right shit even when he was wrong. So it was like, on a business standpoint, I used to be like, man, shorty know what he doing. It's just a lot of decision making he made on a lot of trolling shit that I didn't like. But after that shit, with that shit, bro, he came here. And it's like he tried to embarrass our city, and that's the real I had to get in it because it was like, and it was pissing me off because I had to get into a couple of my New York niggas about this shit too because they was co-signing everything he was doing it like it was legit. Like he came out here, right? I mean, he came to Chicago, right, at like 4-something in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he came on like one of them red eye flights with an airport. That bitch dry. Nobody knew, and it was just happened to be somebody that worked at our airport in Chicago that's seen him and recorded him. And like they was like, yeah, man, this nigga 6ix9ine here. He was on there like, yeah, it's 4-something in the morning, So he gets off the plane, and then it's like it's fucked up even more because it was like everything you did was calculated. Like you tried to do this trolling shit like this on purpose. And you wanted to put it as an image as if you was on some tough shit. But in reality, it wasn't like that. Like he came and went to O Block, right? And he went to O Block at 6 in the morning, and was in there like, yeah, man, I'm out here in O Block. It looked like no block. This, that, and the third. Man, it's 10 p.m., man. Where you niggas at? It's 10 p.m. But it was 6-something in the morning in all reality. And like the security guards that's in the O, they fuck with the niggas that's in the O. So they had no problem showing them like, bro, the cameras was rolling when he pulled up. They had real live documented cameras of him over there like 4, 5, 6, whatever time it was in the AM. And he pulled up, made that little video, and literally got in the car. He pulled up, made the video, and literally got in the car and got up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, bro, you set this shit up. Like, and then he come out. He handing out like meals and shit to our homeless people. dropping his location and shit. But he making the videos like he doing it right then and there. Whole time these videos from 7 this morning. You out here posting videos feeding the homeless at noon like you doing this right now. But bro, these videos from 7 in the morning, like 7, 8 in the morning. Like one of the restaurants he went to and got all the food from, as soon as he posted the video, bro then went right up in that same restaurant like 20 minutes later. Like, when that dude Tekashi coming? They like, no, he was here early this morning. He came in at like 8:30, 9 o'clock sometime this morning. He was there very early. And it's like, bro, so you really doing all this shit in this calculated steps. Like, it was calculated steps, man. It was just like, why you want to go through this much to make it look like you doing some tough shit and you not? You know what I'm saying? And that's all I don't respect. I'm from Chicago. We gangsters. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing my city is. And it's like, we don't do shit like that. Like, we ain't trying to troll nobody or make nobody think we tough. Our actions speak louder. You know what I'm saying? Niggas know we how we coming. You know what I'm saying? But you coming there doing all this little weird shit and to make it look like you hard. Then you got your mayor, the people that he had a management deal through is our mayor's brother. Our mayor is Rahm Emanuel. And his brother owns the management label, I think it was, that Tekashi assigned to. So when Tekashi came there, he had all type of police escorts everywhere he went in the city, everywhere. So it was like, this the shit that ended up coming out later, but it was like, bro, why would you do all that just to make it seem like some shit? Then you got the whole New York beefing with the whole Chicago like this. We on some East Coast versus Midwest shit. This ain't got nothing to do with New York. We love New York. I be in New York all the time, damn near twice a month. You know what I'm saying? We fuck with each other the long way, but you making us bump heads because you doing fuck shit. And it's crazy how karmas work, because now he booked for the shit and all type of shit. It's just weird. But he was weird, and I don't understand him. I really didn't get none of it back then.
Yeah. I know that the videos come out and show that he with the time on it. From
it was
the
just
video from O-Block.
Yeah, it was
he
just.
was like, "It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Where you guys at?" Yeah.
Bro, like, I went and posted the video on my page. It's on my Instagram right now. Like if you listen to the video, like, you really pay attention, like, just look past what he's saying, look at the surroundings. Like, it had rained the night before he posted the video all the way until that morning, like until like 3, 4 in the morning. So like, when he posted the video at 10 at night and was trying to make it seem like that was right then and there, it was wet on the ground. It gave him up, because when he posted the video,
it was the next day.
It was the next night. Like, it's like him coming.
Yeah.
It's like him, like, say for instance, it rained tonight, from tonight all the way to like 4, 5 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And he went at 4, 5 in the morning after it was raining. After it had stopped raining, and made that post. And then later on that night at 10 o'clock that night, he posted it and it was like, man, this 10 o'clock at night, but it ain't raining no more. And bro, we all looking like, bro, why is it wet on the ground? It just rained last night and this morning. It ain't rained none today. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, what the fuck? He trying to finesse it. You hear birds chirping in the background. Like, you literally, like I swear to God, like, you can see the sunrise all the way in the back. Like, you can tell it's about to turn into the daytime. So it was like, you tried to do these calculated steps, but that shit was just, it was weak, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was weak.